On the sixth day, God said,
I've done pretty well with this creation so far. I especially like this little blue planet here. I know what it needs. A creature who will be able to communicate with me and look after it for me.
and God created man.
What about women? Sexist.
And God created people.
Ugh. Ugh, ugh. Oh, ugh, ugh,
Who
ugh.
soon learned to communicate with each other.
Hello, darling.
Your place or mine?
Which goes to show that women always led men astray.
We both live here.
And men are pedantic. And so they learn to communicate with God.
God, isn't this place lovely?
I'm glad you like it.
Who said that?
I want you to look after it for me.
Ooh, listen to her, Adam. It's a job. Caretaker.
Caretaker?
Well, I don't see many other jobs round here. Anyway, it'll do for a start.
And God said,
It is good.
and went off for a well-earned day off. And Adam and Eve spent the time getting used to their environment.
Ooh, look at this, Adam. Isn't it nice? What shall we call it?
What about ranunculus?
Which showed that men have always found difficult ways of saying simple things.
No, I don't like that, Adam. Look, it's such a lovely yellow colour. I know. Let's call it buttercup.
Oh, all right then.
And women have always had their own way.
I still prefer ranunculus.
And so Adam and Eve spent the time naming 3,881,242 different kinds of species of animals. But they ran out of brilliant names for their children. So they called them Cain and Abel.
I farm the land and grow lots of delicious things to eat. And I look after the sheep. We use their wool for clothing and their meat for valuable protein. But I think it's wrong to eat animals. And I hate vegetables.
Which show that children have always quarrelled.
Take that.
But Abel preferred the beetles. Oh, sorry. So Cain killed Abel.
Cain, where's your Abel?
I don't know. What? What am I? My sister's keeper?
They are young yet. Perhaps they will learn in time.
God found that people had the potential to be her greatest creation, but they lacked a little bit of short of perfection. Eventually, God decided to try a fresh start.
Sinners, turn back to God and your sins will be forgiven.
What a bore.
Lighten up, Noah.
Might never happen.
Please believe me. What I tell you is true. Come back.
Come here, Noah. I'm going to have to start again. This is what I want you to do.
A few months later, Noah began his mighty act of conservation.
Sheep. 1, 2. Giraffes. 1, 2. Oh, mice. 1, 2. Dodo. 1. Sorry, you can't come in. There's only one of you.
Oh, please, there's only me left.
Sorry, no can do. I've got my orders.
Nice boat, Noah.
The sea's 100 miles away. Why didn't you build it there?
All those animals going to get smelly. Start.
Oops, Claude. Oh, where's my brolly?
Let me in.
Nope.
Noah, you've got the whales and the dolphins and the... Oh yeah, they can swim.
What was that all about?
Time passes.
Oh, yeah. We've been on this boat for weeks now, and we've got so many insects and rabbits. They're driving me mad.
Noah, it stopped raining.
I wonder if there's any dry land yet.
So Noah sent out a chicken. Oh, the chickens don't fly. So he sent out a pigeon. And when the pigeon returned with a branch in his beak, the boat grounded on the top of Mount Ararat.
See, I set a rainbow in the sky to show that I will never do anything like that again.
And I will look after your creation.
But even this fresh start didn't last for long. After several attempts to teach the people how they ought to behave and look after the earth, God said,
This is hopeless. They can't even look after each other, let alone the planet. I'll have to send my own son. Maybe then they will listen.
Take up your bed and walk.
Oh, that was amazing. This Jesus, could he be the Messiah?
I wonder if he can heal leprosy.
Sell everything you have and give it to the poor.
Give all my money away? Hang on a minute.
Love your enemies.
What? Love your enemies? He's totally bonkers.
You hypocrites.
What?
That's it. Crucify him.
Crucify him!
Crucify him!
Father, forgive them.
now that the people had received God's message through Jesus, they could set about the work that God gave them to do. And even today, this work goes on.
Hombre, the rainforest in the way of my cattle farm. Ah, I can use you for to make Papa me furniture, see? I chop you down.
Just a minute. Have you thought of all the consequences of chopping me down? Well, without my leaves, there'll be less oxygen for you to breathe. Without my branches and my shelter, where will all the animals live? Without my roots, when the rain comes, it'll wash away all your topsoil. And eventually, without my continually transferring water into the air, which brings rain, this place, which is beautiful, will turn into a desert. So bearing all that in mind, chop away if you will.
I know can think about that now.
Will they ever learn?
Hello, Mrs. C. I've just got to leave this here.
What is it?
Well, it's just a plastic bag full of plastic and old bottles.
You're not dumping plastic waste in me.
Why not?
Have you considered the consequences?
You won't.
When it breaks down into small bits.
No, you can be assured this won't. It's best quality.
My sea life will end up swallowing it, causing blockages in their guts.
Eh?
And that will kill many of my fish.
Well, I've got to dump it somewhere.
You should have thought about that before you started producing all
I
this
haven't
waste.
got time to think about that now.
When will they learn?
God made this beautiful earth just for me, and everything is great.
But I really must say, you driving your big SUV up and down, just posing, it really is a disgrace. You're producing carbon dioxide and causing global warming.
I know, but what's the point in having it and not driving it? Oops, do you like my trainers and my new top? Got all the right labels and a great price.
That's because they've been made in a sweatshop where I work long hours making your designer clothes for a pittance.
Oh, I can't think about that right now. Ooh, I've got to have that dress. Oops.
Will they ever learn?
Let's hope so before it's too late.